What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Doubted. My name is Chris Montuano, and today I'm here with Florida men's basketball commit and one of the standouts on Montverde Academy and just overall in the 2025 class, CJ Ingram. How you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I want to take it to the very beginning. Hawthorne, Florida, that's your hometown. Just it seems like you take that with a lot of pride and you represent for your hometown. Obviously, you're on doing your thing at Mount Verde and you're gonna head over to Florida after this, but it seems like you really represent your hometown with pride and just want to do your best for them. So, what was it like overall for you growing up there? And just why do you take like being from there with so much pride? Why is that so important to you?
It's super important because it's a small community, pretty family oriented. Every situation through sports, it seems like everybody's a family. Even the school, it's a middle high school, so pretty much everybody's almost related there. Everybody knows each other, so everybody has a lot of past together there. But it's just the sports like back then. Playing football. That's pretty much how I got my grit and my hunger on the court. So just being able to compete at a high level, and then just being taught to do the small things where I'm from in Hawthorne, and always be a dog, keep that mentality. That's pretty much why it's so important because it basically made me who I am today.
You touched on just your kind of like your football journey as well. I mean, just two-way athlete. Did you come from a football family? Like what kind of drew you to the game of football?
My dad played. He played football in Hawthorne, and he played at Florida, and he also played in NFL. So that had a lot to do with it. A lot of my cousins played football. Pretty much all my cousins played football. So I was always surrounded by it. But I didn't play. I didn't start playing football until I was 8. I pretty much played basketball when I was 3 or 4. So I was playing basketball my whole life. I always contemplated playing both, and now we're here at Mount Verde with just basketball.
So this is a basketball podcast, obviously, but I think like I want to hear from your perspective because your journey's really unique. Just starting off really like well, playing both sports, being a dual sport athlete. Just go into a little bit like what it's like playing football down in the state of Florida, and you said how that gave you your grit and your toughness. Like go more in depth on that and just how your football journey has helped you now on the basketball side.
Playing quarterback, that has a lot to do with being mentally strong, um, and being mature because you got to lead older guys. And I was put in a position in 10th grade when I was 14, 13 to lead seniors and some guys that's going to college to play at the next level. So I'm basically dealing with guys like that. They can basically say, "Why would I listen to a 14-year-old and I'm going to play at a Division I college next year?" So I pretty much had to grow up early, and just always playing in the playoffs there. Football in Florida is very different. A lot of people take it serious, and you can see about with the guys that get recruited to go play at the next level, and even in the NFL. So just always being able to play for something. Like I said, when you playing in Hawthorne, everything feels like a family. So every game it feels like you're playing for one another. Like I said, everybody sings together. So it's just more than football at that point, and that's pretty much it.
How have you translated just those leadership skills that you learned from being quarterback and having to lead a team like you said full of guys that are older than you and are gonna be playing at the next level D1? How have you translated those leadership abilities to the basketball side, and what kind of leader would you say you are? Are you vocal? Are you leading by example? Like what kind of leader are you?
I definitely say leading by example, but now that I've gotten at Mount Verde, it's definitely been more vocal as well because I gotta communicate on defense, stuff like that. Now that I'm a senior, there's younger guys under me, and they're probably looking up and watching what I'm doing. So that's pretty much the approach. Both, I got to lead by example because I can't try to hold anybody accountable, and I'm not holding myself accountable by going full speed in practice and playing hard. Vocally, it's just putting people in the right spots and holding myself to being in the right spots at the same time. So it's a learning process because I always was a vocal where I was. I just always try to lead by example so I can gain people's respect. But since I've done that, it's been more vocal, and I'm pretty much still working on that, but definitely for the next level as well.
So I feel like that's a good transition into what you're doing now at Montverde Academy. You've played with some great football players, and then being a part of the Florida Rebels program, you're playing with guys that are going to be playing at the next level. Jameer Jones being one of them, and then also Jalen Reese. You're used to playing with high level competition, and then now going to Mount Verde. I mean, that's the best of the best. Everyone knows that at this point, just the guys that they've brought out of that program. Talked a bit about the practices and just how you got to be vocal and things like that, but just what has it been like playing with players like Dante Allen, Caden Allen, guys like that?
It's been a great experience. I've seen myself progress in so many different ways with the small things that Coach Boyle teaches us in practice. That's going to help me in the next level because at my small school, I'm pretty much the best player there, so there's not a lot of competition unless it's a big game or something like that. But each and every day, we competing. Sometimes practice can get intense, especially playing with a guy like Dante. Dante, he's a winner, like everybody say, and he's a dog. So
Yeah.
each and every practice, Coach Boyle tells us compete at a high level because once you get in the game, none of it's going to be new to you. None of it's going to surprise you. You'll be ready for when somebody's actually trying to compete in the game. So that's pretty much his message to us. Every practice, we pretty much take that approach very heavy.
Would you say you and Dante, y'all can relate just in that aspect of like when you guys are going out there, you're giving it your all, you're putting it all out there. Like I feel like you have that same kind of energy, just how you play. It's very, very physical, very fast paced, very aggressive, both ends of the floor, just doing what you have to do in order to make your team successful, even if you're not scoring the most points. I saw that you're currently like leading the team in rebounds. Is that correct?
I think
Yeah,
so.
so like yeah, I mean you play on both ends and you really do what you have to do in order to make the team successful. So would you say the guys that you have around you at Montverde, like you guys can relate in that aspect, like just committing to that single goal and doing what you have to do in order to be successful?
Absolutely, because everybody in our starting lineup and pretty much on the team they can score. So we all got to dominate in certain aspects of the game. And Coach Boyle always telling me whether it's crashing the glass and getting downhill, and getting teammates open and then scoring if I have to. That's pretty much my role. So I'm just trying to take that approach and do whatever it takes to win. And that's pretty much the mindset that pretty much everybody has. Everybody knows they got something to do that can help the team, and that's what we try to bring into every game.
Going into that decision attend Montverde, was the national schedule playing against the best players in the country? Was that something that stood out to you and made you want to play there?
Absolutely. Playing on the EYBL circuit against top level
Yeah.
competition, it's pretty similar to that, but it was definitely the championship pedigree that Mount Vernon has, and then the coaching is unbelievable, and then like I said, competing in practice every day, that brings a lot out of you. Some stuff that you don't even know you got in you, just being able to compete every day in practice against high level guys, and then the coaching, being coached every day, being held accountable for the things that I'm not doing right. Just trying to keep getting better each and every day.
So playing on the EYBL circuit, like you said, I mean you're used to playing against the best players in the country. First off, how many years have you been playing with the Florida Rebels program on the EYBL? How many years?
I mean, I started from so when I played 15, 16s, and 17s, but we was all that same team was all together probably since about seventh grade summer.
Is there any game like on the EYBL circuit that you just over the summer or 15, 16s, whatever, is there like one game that you would say stood out?
I mean, one game that I could say I definitely could say stood out was 16s. We was on 16s at Peach Jam. We played against Strive for Greatness against Bryce James, and then LeBron coached that game. So playing against the GOAT and coming out on top and everybody having a good and solid game, that meant a lot. And then I definitely say the last game of my EYBL AAU career against Drive Nation, even though we lost, it came down to a controversial call, but we was down by like I want to say 20 at halftime, and we ended up fighting back, and the game kind of fell into the hands of the refs. They called a foul with no time on the clock when the game was tied, and they hit the free throw to win the game. But it just showed how much that team cared about each other and how we played for one another. Nobody cared about who was getting off. We always played together, but we always had fun together. So those two games was probably my more memorable games.
So being a part of that Florida Rebels program for many years, how would you say you've developed over your years with that program as a player?
I mean, in a lot of ways, because that's where I pretty much learned how to play with players at my level. Players, pretty much playing with other good players, basically playing with top ranked guys. Because at the time I wasn't even ranked, and I didn't even know which sport I wanted to play at that time. So in practice, when we had practice, we competed. We competed at a high level. Coach Reese coached us hard. He always held us accountable, but it was like a brotherhood. So nobody took anything personal, and that's pretty much it. I learned how to move the ball more. I always was able to showcase my defensive abilities. So it was definitely a way to learn how to play with other guys and then bring what I could do to the table with other guys' abilities to win games.
After this year, you're going to be attending the University of Florida, going to be playing over there. What stood out to you about that program, and just what are you most looking forward to about the next step of your journey after this season?
I'm definitely looking forward to playing for Coach Todd. He's a great down to earth guy. He can get pretty intense, but you can tell that he really cares about his players. He's super passionate. I've seen that in practice and in games. The assistant coaches as well. Every coach treated me like I was the one. Like it's home. It's 15 minutes away from my house. So I don't think it's a better opportunity for me out there. I'm just super happy to get there and continue to get better and better and see what's next in my journey.
Absolutely. Hey man, well, I appreciate you jumping on the podcast, having this conversation. No, you got a really busy schedule this year, and just again playing against some great teams this year. So just appreciate you taking time out of your day to join me and just share your journey, share your story. So I appreciate it, and just keep doing your thing, and looking forward to watching what you do this year and even beyond that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
For sure.